Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
So, for those people that don't know you, introduce yourself, please.
My name is Safiya. I've known Steve for 10 years.
Before the death of Jesus.
Yeah.
What does the name Safiya mean?
It means pure in Arabic.
Are you feeling pure this morning?
I'm feeling something.
Okay.
I don't know about the pure, but definitely energized and exhausted. But yeah.
So, Safiya, share with me briefly your fitness journey. When did you start?
Gee, I think I started about 15 years ago, but it was just like group classes, CrossFit, spinning. I started actually just walking. I was born in England, but I immigrated 25 years ago, and I was overweight. I was 65 kilograms then. And I just started walking because I didn't know what to do in the gym. So I started walking on the treadmill and then running on the treadmill. And then I started to progress and go spinning. And then it was only when I met Steve, I did Sweat 1000, and then I met Steve, and we started doing strength training, which is...
What was the defining moment when you were 65 kilos heavy? What is that specific moment where you decided, I have to change my life?
I was just feeling awful in myself, waking up tired, no energy, just not fitting into any of my clothes, not happy with myself. And I needed to focus, I needed purpose, I needed something. At that time, I just moved to this country, I didn't have any friends. I had my family, and my family was here. So I just wanted to do something after work, in the evenings, and just to feel good about myself.
What impact does being fit had on your life?
Immensely. I mean, I had bone issues, wasn't digesting, I had constipation, my food wasn't digesting. I stopped eating red meat, just started eating fish and chicken. Then I was vegetarian and vegan for many years, and then I fell pregnant with my first child, and I started eating fish and reintroducing more chicken. My second child, back in chicken. So now I'm like eating most things. So yeah, I mean, it's just made my life, because with 2 kids, you need energy. So I was like able to work out in the evenings, still look after my kids. And in the mornings as well, I had lots of energy. I used to be a late riser, then I started waking up much earlier. And just giving myself confidence, confidence, motivation, and able to manage mental issues, emotional issues at the time, and yeah, really saw me through. So now I think I would like to go to the gym every single day. Obviously it's not always possible, but in being active, being mobile, moving your body every day, that's my focus.
So, Saf, if you had to look back on your life and you're talking to a young Safiya that is 20 years old, what are the life lessons you've learned now that you can share with her?
I think balance, just balance. Don't try and do everything at once, too much too soon. Gradually take a step back and analyze, what's good for you, what's bad for you. I'm talking bad for you because it's all different for everybody. And just then balance and say, I'm only going to do this, instead of doing this 10 times a week, I'm only going to do it 2 to 3 times a week. And that could be eating, that could be going out, smoking, whatever it may be. But balance, I think, and just keeping yourself consistent. Decide to do something, and whether you feel like it or not, commit to doing it every day.
Now, if you look at Saf that used to do a lot of classes, which is just cardio, and the Saf that started doing weights, what differences did you notice in your body?
Major differences, because I was doing most of the time I was doing high intensity exercises, which are exhausting, and I was doing it literally 6 days a week, and I was just feeling a bit moody, grumpy. I wasn't enjoying it. I was like kind of dreading it a bit because it was so intense. And I wasn't seeing the results. I wanted to be toned and muscular. So as long as I was fit, but I wasn't seeing the physical results. And it was only when I started doing strength training and cut back on the high intensity like once a week that I saw all the definition come in, and that was what worked for me.
Now, if you look at the South before the babies and the South now for women out there that have just had babies, share with them what are the physical changes your body goes through?
Oh, immense changes. I think I had 2 C-sections, so my child now is 7 weeks old. My other first child is 8 years old, and both of them had a C-section. So to get back, you kind of put on a lot of body fat. Even if I was training up until like the latest one up the day before and my previous one a month before, but that doesn't matter like how much you kind of training. It was easier to bounce back, but it was still hard physically. Your body fat percentage goes completely up. You lose your muscle mass. Your core is weak, and you just feel aches and pains everywhere. It's like your body is like changing. It completely changes. All your organs move up to make room for the baby. So you are not able to eat properly. You get heartburn. You're out of breath quickly. There's so many changes, but afterwards, the first 6 weeks, your body adjusts, does a drastic change, but then you are left after 6 weeks with the body that you need to work with, and I think that's when you need to get back into gym and just hit it and make it work for you.
Now, how do you handle with that mental? How do you handle with those changes emotionally and mentally?
I think.
What advice would you give another person that is going through that?
I would say when you have a child, it's always about them. There's a lot of it most of it is all about them, but you need to take time for yourself. Even if you say you're going to do one thing for yourself a day, whether it be a walk, whether it just going to meet somebody, you need to get out of that rut of the monotony of a routine, having to with your baby. Yes, you love them and you want to be there with them, but mentally you need a break and you need to go. And so my purpose and choice is to go to the gym. Take that hour for yourself. Don't feel guilty because whatever you're doing for you, happy mummy, happy baby, and you are their role model. They're gonna grow up seeing you being active. They will be active. So it's a win-win. So that's my advice.
So self-nutrition. Have you had to change because you're breastfeeding now?
Yeah.
How did you have to adjust your eating patterns?
Yeah. So you when you're breastfeeding, you're burning a lot more calories. You're hungry a lot of the time. So I try and just plan my meals. So I prep my meals on a Sunday or a Monday morning, where my breakfast, like I'll do oats and fruits and stuff. So, and then I'll plan every morning, I'll plan my lunch, what I'm gonna go to the fridge, plan exactly what I'm gonna eat, make sure I get enough protein, and I've got to eat. Before, I wouldn't really eat lots of carbs, but now, I'm eating some brown rice, sweet potato, just so I can keep my energy up. Good fats, making sure I'm having some nuts, avos, bit of olive oil, not too much. And if I need a treat, something like a date, that kind of thing helps me. Just if I have a sugar craving of some sort, and I don't think you should be hard on yourself. I personally have 1 day a week or one meal a week where I eat what I want to eat. But don't go extreme because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So plan your meals, that's all I'm saying. Plan them so that you're not starving and then eating whatever you see in the fridge.
So have you noticed any difference in your body between the first baby and the second baby?
Yeah, I've put on a lot more body fat, and my body is slower. I'm 8 years older, so the recovery's been slower. It's been harder. Funny enough, I'm a bit more energized in terms of the lack of sleep. I think maybe this baby's a bit different. But yeah, I just think it's a lot more slower. But I'm also being, I think this time around, being realistic and knowing that, I am a little bit older and it is going to take the time, and not to rush it, and not to be so hard on yourself, and not to get depressed over not having immediate results.
So Saf, you drive from very far to come to Dream Body Fitness.
Yeah.
Why do you come from that far? Why Dream Body Fitness?
Because I know this system works. I was here, many years ago, and it was the best time for me, and I saw the results. I think as I matured, I went out on my own and could do things on my own, but now I'm in a different season of life and I need help to get back there, to be motivated and to really focus on my core and not to do more damage than good, because that will be out even longer. So that was really my plan, to come back to Steve specifically, because I know he's going to push me and motivate me, and me to just be my best, to do my best.
Saf, you are a mother, you are a great mother. You take care of yourself. We love you here, and I can only wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. Thank you. Thanks very much.